Well, hey guys, welcome back to Waters Family Homestead. Yeah, I'm inside the last chicken pen. I just came out to check on them. It's too early to collect all the eggs, but I got an issue going on with the water where it's overfilling, which is okay. It ain't pouring, it's just slowly. But found one egg on the ground right here. Found one egg back there in the corner, and there was a couple beside this nesting box. And y'all see inside the nesting box, right? So I pulled it out because it was a little bit out from the wall, like they had pushed it forward. There's about six or so eggs behind it on the ground. So I pulled it out, got up the extra straw and put over here, and put all the eggs in that basket. And I think I counted 27. So anyway, and we're still 2 or 3 hours from dark, probably 3 or 4 hours, something. But it's a lot of eggs. That's just today's. So my buddy did not make it here yesterday. He works with Truman's, my brother's company, and he ended up having to go on a service call. And he texted me late yesterday afternoon and said he was just got home. He was tired, he was exhausted, and he wasn't going to make it to come get the chickens, which is fine. I told him he'll be here when he's ready, but it's another hot day in Southwest Georgia. I always walk over here and just check this hole because they laid 6 or 8 eggs in this hole at one time. And every now and then I'll find an egg laying out in here, but either way, I want to show y'all. Those plastic nesting boxes are bigger than the metal ones. They're both roll away, but when it's sitting on the ground, it doesn't really roll away. And I put the straw in there. So, as you can see, that brown Rhode Island Red, I don't know if she's trying to lay an egg or if she's broody. She may be trying to lay an egg, but there's just too many eggs there. But either way, if there's I'm going to end up, once I collect all the eggs, this evening, I'll end up leaving 10 or 12 in there, and especially if there's a hen setting on those eggs. And then when she's trying to sleep and all that, I'll probably pick the whole nesting box up and take it down there where Sue is and go ahead and let her set on those 12 eggs. But I also want to do one more thing today, and I'm going to wait till dark to do that, or till they go to bed. My grand youngins helped me collect eggs yesterday. I had all 3 of them from the middle child here. But this Rhode Island Red's really been finicky about the babies since I mixed them. She's even chased some of her own a few times. But both of these mama hens have started back laying eggs. And I'm finding them in the back corner. So I need to get some more straw. I don't know how much more I've got, probably not enough, but I'm going to put some in one of these boxes, so hopefully they'll lay in that box. And I'm probably going to take this black sex lynx, because these babies are old enough, they're roosting at night. They're not even nesting with their mama anymore. So I'm going to take her and put her back in the main population so she can continue laying her eggs and all that. Them babies don't need her to raise them anymore. And I'm going to leave the Rhode Island Red in here with all of them because they're still nesting on the ground with their mama hen. And until they start roosting on the roost, I'm going to leave the mama hen with them. Once they start roosting on the roost, they don't need the warmth from mama at night, which they really don't need it now, but I'm going to let her stay with them as long as she nests with them on the ground. So, just thought I'd do a quick video and show y'all what I got going on. I need to cut grass, but it's just too doggone hot out here. I could probably get on the mower now, and I'd finish all of it before dark, but I think I'm gonna wait till one day after work this week, and then I'll get out there and cut some. But as you see, those last 8 babies are starting to get a little size to them. And you know, I'm always curious whether Sue and Junior are spreading their gene. 2 of the 8 smallest ones have feathers on their legs, so that tells me they come from Sue or Junior's line, because they're the same line. But none of the 7 bigger baby chicks have feathers on the legs. And that white one's got green legs. That gray one's got gray legs. This red one's got green legs. This white one's got gray. That one over there is normal colored, you know, white legs, and this white one here is normal colored white legs. So, and that's just interesting to me. It just shows you there's different daddies, different mamas, whatever. But I have not filled the feeders up yet today. I have to fill that main feeder in that last pen every day. They get it down to the last little 1/8 or whatever every day, because there's 28 hens, a male turkey, and a rooster over there that's eating out of it. And I'm out of scratch feed. I've been needing to go by the feed store and pick up some more feed, but that's a treat. And honestly, corn's good for them in the wintertime, because they have to work, their body works harder to process it than it does the normal feed, and helps build up heat to get them through cold nights. But they still love it. It's still a treat later in the evening for them. I try not to give it to them in the hottest part of the day, but I'll get another bag of it this week and be able to give them a treat. But hopefully after tonight, I'll be able to identify which hen is broody and wanting to set on the eggs. If not tonight, tomorrow, hopefully within the next 1 to 3 days, and find out which one's broody and get it moved over to the first pen and get her set up in there, and then move that other nesting box that's in there, since there's no hens in that pen right now, and put it over here, so that, because they like that nesting box better. But I just need to see how much straw I've got. Pretty much I need to buy another bale, so I don't have enough, but I'll make do with it until I get some more this week. But anywho, let me walk over to the garden, although there ain't much of a garden left. All right, as you see on the ground, I did come out and pull some of the squash plants that had the vine borers in it, the worst ones. And I'm probably going to end up having to pull these other 2 as well. Those 2 up in the big raised bed don't seem to have it yet, or if they do, it hadn't affected it yet. I need to water again today, but I did pick one squash from this one in the grow bag back on this side today, and it didn't have any damage from insects, so thank goodness. Maybe the only one I get out of all of them, but I picked 5 or 6 tomatoes today, and they're still, if I got down there and showed you every one of them, there's probably 18 to 24 more tomatoes that eventually will need picking. But I've got, oh my goodness, watermelons everywhere. So I got the smallest ones right here. Well, I'm not counting the little bitty thumb-sized baby ones. And then I've got the bigger one over there, another big one right beside it, and I got another big one right over there, and then there's another one right up there. So there's 5 right there, and if I'm not mistaken, there's one in here, somewhere in this bed. Yeah, there's another one right, I think right there up against it. But either way, none of them are ready to be picked yet, so I haven't done that. And every evening when I water the garden, I stretch my hose out far as it'll go. I need to put another hose on there, but I come over and I water this mulberry tree. And as you can see, the deer did a little bit of damage to it, but I've got green growth coming. If I can get out of the sunlight, show y'all. It's hard for y'all to see, but there's some new growth coming on this stem here, leaves at the bottom, up top. They broke this one off and it was way out here on the ground. That one's way out there on the ground. So it's doing pretty good, to be honest with you, but it's not over yet. On this hard ground, basically, if it lives 2 years, then I don't have to worry about it living in, you know. But if it doesn't make it 2 years, I end up having to replant like I did with that one. But the rose bush has got some new growth. I need to trim it back. Got another little rose popped up there. I can't see it, the sun's too bright. And a few over here that are coming to an end, but I need to get it trimmed back a little bit. And there's some little squash on that plant, a couple of them. There's one little one over here. So there's a few more squash if the bugs don't beat me to them. So I've been coming out every day or every evening looking for the tomato hornworms. I got 8 a couple of nights ago and only 2 little bitty ones last night. So maybe I'm catching up with them, I don't know. But it is hot out here, y'all. Get out of that sun before my camera overheats. But you notice where the chickens are staying. It's hot. They're staying inside the pen. And I was worried that sometimes they all get inside the pen if there's a predator. But I haven't seen any signs of that. Thank goodness. I did walk and check the fig tree yesterday. It's still got a few figs on it, but they're not ready to pick yet, and the birds will probably beat me to it. So the plan is to move this mama hen tonight back into the roost with the other chickens in the last pen. And if I've got a hen that's setting, move that hen over to the first pen so she can set in peace and I don't have to worry about other hens laying more eggs in there with her. So more than likely, I'll put about 14 eggs up under that hen. And then when it's time to candle them in about 10 days, any of them that aren't fertile, I'll take out because they're not all going to be fertile. But I'll take out any of them that aren't fertile and leave the ones that are, and then she'll be able to manage the amount, you know, that's left in there. So that's the idea. We'll just see. Typically about a dozen eggs is all a full-grown Rhode Island Red or Black Sex Link can sit on. So you're in that ballpark anyway. But that's the plan. Didn't get a lot done this weekend. They had a women's conference at church, and both my daughters were involved in that and went to that. So that's why I was watching Grand Youngins. And it's so hot the chickens aren't even up and scratching around doing a whole lot, you know, which I can't blame them. If I had to live out in this heat, whoo, Lord, it's just a little too much. But it's a little breezy today, which is helping. Excuse me. I have not seen that hawk back, and that could be why they're all gathered in the pen, is getting away from a predator if they saw one. But until I see it, there's nothing I can do. So anyway, I appreciate y'all watching my videos. Thank you very much. All those that have subscribed and stuck with me, I do appreciate that. You know, we gain 1 or 2 and then we lose 3 or 4, and then we gain 1 or 2 and lose a couple, and then we gain 1 or 2. So slowly. This channel's about 4 years old, and we haven't even hit 1,000 yet. We're at 753, I think. So it'll probably change before I get this video uploaded and posted. But either way, wanted to show y'all the progress. I don't know how well you can see that, but you see that brown? She's got some dark brown and black in her tail and on tips of her wings. But in her body, she's got some brown feathers in there. That's just beautiful to me. Most of the white ones have black, brown, and white. Some of them are pretty much all white, like that one laying in the corner up there. But they're beautiful. So I'm eager to see what they're going to look like when they get older. Most of them carry themselves. All right, I'm going to zoom out here. Most of them carry themselves like hens, especially that brown one. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a hen, and there's a couple other hens, and then I've got a few that I'm pretty sure are going to be roosters. You know, you can usually tell by the shape of their tail feathers. You know, see how that goes, and of course their comb coming out. So I appreciate y'all. Remember what I've always told you: Jesus Christ loves you, and so do I. Y'all be safe. Be prepared.